What up, though? With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard to be in Grandpapa D-O-double-G. Like, bro. Shout out to Uncle Snoop, man. We're not gonna act like the man is a perfect man. I mean, who is for real? But, I don't really like what I'm hearing on this here internet, in these internet streets about Uncle Snoop and the situation he had with his grandson. When they went to the movies, I forget the name of the movie, someone Buzz Lightyear. And there was a scene in there that was quite concerning to the grandson. And he looked up at his grandpa and said, "Grandpa Snoop, what is this shit?" Now, that's not what he said, but I'm telling you, that's what he was thinking. But he couldn't say that. Like, what is this? And Grandpa Snoop just kind of like explained to him, like, woo. Like, this really can't happen because of who it is. Now, go watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. I ain't trying to say too much. But, Uncle Snoop did what a grandpa should do. It's not his fault. I don't believe he knew that scene was in the damn movie. But once it popped up, he quickly redirected, the situation and the energy. Like a grandpa or any concerned parent would do. And when he does that, and this is why sometimes maybe you should keep things to yourself, but at the same time it can bring awareness. Like, beware of the things you take in the movies or any type of like TV sitcoms, whatever, that you take your children to see because they got these scenes in it, and your children is gonna ask some questions because they not dumb. And now you got everybody and their damn mama, daddy's too, come on and get on the ass of Uncle Snoop. Pause. I mean, come on, man. We got Billy Porter. Billy Porter, if you don't go vogue your ass the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Like, do you have children? And see, on behalf of people who may be of that lifestyle, a lot of us, I can just speak for myself, but I'm quite sure a lot of us is not with some of the things they put in the schools, what they pushing through media, what they pushing in entertainment, music, movies, things of that nature. A lot of us not with that, but they just push it anyway because it's an agenda. So, to push what they want to see happen in the world, especially with the youth that's coming up these days. Not to say that us growing up, we ain't have to, push through some things ourselves. But it's like, it's like 10 times amplified. And Uncle Snoop won with it. And you got everybody talking all this trash. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. I think people need to, mind their business and raise their kids how they raise their kids. It's Uncle Snoop doing what Uncle Snoop do. Grandpa Snoop, should I say. It's doing what Grandpa Snoop. I know that sounded crazy, but you get my drift. Shout out to Uncle Grandpa Snoop, nigga. I mean, what you expect him to do, I mean, yeah, he pushed a lot of, probably some undesirable things in his day, but he's a grandpa now. You don't hear him talking none of that stuff now. When you young, you do young things, but when you become a man or a full-grown woman, you put certain things to the side. Uncle Grandpa Snoop has done that. And he's trying to raise his child up the right way, just going on a day at a time, a night at a time. Excuse me. And wanted to go take his grandson to go see a movie, and there was some questionable things in that movie that his grandson asked about. And, he answered it to the best of his ability. And the way he wanted to do it. I don't see the problem, and this is why maybe sometimes we should keep things to ourselves, because when we put it out in the public, it gives everybody and anybody a chance and a gateway or an open door to come criticize. Like Uncle Grandpa Snoop did something wrong. Nah, we ain't going for that. Uncle Grandpa Snoop, we got your back. We know your past ain't, ain't all that. We see Billy Porter talking about his past, but nigga, look at your present. Like, stop it, nigga. No disrespect. I mean, I'm part of that community too, but it's like, we gotta draw a line when it comes to these babies. Give them a choice. We made ours. But don't just force them babies into whatever, want to see whatever. Give them a choice if they want to, you know what I'm saying? And some of us don't want that for our children. Me personally, I don't have none as of yet. Lord willing, I have some. I don't want my child to, you know what I'm saying? But this ain't about me right now. But what I'm saying is, you got some people who standing on principles and business when it comes to they children, especially they sons. The sons got to grow up to be strong men, to be protectors of the community. And do you want a little timid, weak? You know what I'm saying? Even some of the guys in the other community, they not weak. They strong, wholesome, they still men. Okay? They ain't running around with dresses and everything, even though they might be a little thing, but they ain't with that BS. They'll beat your ass quicker than the most gangster nigga will beat your ass. Okay? Excuse my language. But even though they live their life how they live it, they ain't no punk bitches. They handle business. But they live how they live their life to the fullest. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. But then you got men who not of that life, and they're going to teach, especially their grandsons, daughters as well, granddaughters or whatever, nieces, nephews, whatever. That, no, I'm not going to just have these conversations with you when you're a little bit too young. But maybe we might have to start having these conversations because they're going to have questions even when they're young. But you might want to, take time to, have those birds and bees conversations. But at the same time, you still got the world pushing all this in their face while you trying to slow walk it as far as having these conversations with them. And so these are the conversations we need to have because we're in a whole new day and time. And it's like you get punished and crucified for wanting to stand for what's right these days. And it's just not right. But who am I, man? I just want to speak my piece on it. You got the young thug going on, but that's one situation. But we also got this situation with Uncle Grandpa Snoop, which needs to be talked about because that's really a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the way everybody just jumped down this throat, pause, or got on this case, no pun intended, about how he want to raise or teach his grandson. It's not right. Come on, man. We got to do better. Not just the black community, the whole world community. We all can do better. And it is what it is. And Uncle Grandpa Snoop is doing better. Okay? Uncle Grandpa Snoop is doing better. The man do a lot of great things in the community. Y'all don't even acknowledge. He do his football leagues and send a lot of children into college, and some of them are winning in the NFL. The man does great things. I don't know what else contributions he may give back to the community, but I know that's one for sure. And it may not be what you may want, but at the same token, at the same time, he's still doing something to keep the kids out of trouble and do something and have them doing something constructive, so they won't have that idle mind to where they end up in trouble. And this is what's going on in a lot of our communities. They done took away a lot of, extracurricular activities that kept children occupied doing something constructive with their life, versus, just running around having nothing to do, and then what else to do but get into some mischief, get into some BS. So shout out to Uncle Grandpa Snoop for putting in that work, standing on business with his grandson. I hate that you be having to apologize, but I understand. You got a large following out there, and you don't want nobody to feel like you're being insensitive to their feelings. But it's like, what about yours, and what about your principles and your morals? And anybody, it's like they being insensitive to that when it comes to you raising your grandchildren or your children, whatever. They're not being considerate of how you feel. And it gotta go both ways. Pause. No pun intended. But it is what it is, man. I ain't want to make this long and drawn out. Y'all like, share, subscribe. You know, tell me how y'all feel about this matter. You know, if y'all feel how I feel or you disagree. Just don't be disrespectful. Okay? Alright, I love y'all. Y'all keep y'all head up. One.